first things first, how likely do you think it is that the High Court is going to essentially rule that flights can take off to Rwanda?
Well, there's two challenges. The one that you heard about today, and that's to do with the process itself, whether the process is fair, whether this accelerated decision-making is legal. The other challenge is to do whether the policy is unfair itself, because Rwanda is a country which we say is not safe for the asylum seekers to return to, because they torture their own citizens, they torture political opponents. And is it right that we send refugees to a country what we say doesn't have human rights in their own country?
OK, so it's a question of, process and actual policy as well. So both of those things. Why would it be impossible to process somebody's asylum claim within 3 weeks, do you think? Because some people might argue it should be pretty obvious if you're an asylum seeker.
Well, it's not 3 weeks. First of all, if you're in detention, you have 7 days in which to prepare a case and present it to the Home Office. The Home Office then will decide the case within 7 days, and then they'll give 5 working days' notice to remove you. Now, if you look at the government's website on asylum, the very first paragraph, what it says is that we'll attempt to decide your case within 6 months, but where your case is complex, where you've got additional evidence that you need to get, it could take longer.
Right.
Now, it begs the question, why are the government doing this? And in my view, it's politically motivated. They're trying to send a message out that we're going to...
But the thing is that it probably, even the argument about it being politically motivated, it was in Conservative manifestos to sort out immigration. And at the last general election, loads of people, by an 80-odd seat majority, voted for the Conservative Party. And so, yes, it is probably politically motivated, but that's what the people want.
Yes, but this is to do with I think this is focused at those coming across the channel. I mean, look, we've got 500,000 to 1 million illegal migrants in the UK already, unaccounted for.
Yeah.
It takes a year to process asylum applications at the moment. So the focus should be on that group of people and not the 26,000 or 30,000 coming across the channel.
I suppose the problem is there's just so many of them. People are deeply, deeply concerned now. There's so many of them. Towns, and this brings us on to my next point, actually, towns and cities right across the UK where hotels after hotels after hotels or B&Bs or whatever are now being used by the Home Office to house these people. Local residents, I'm sure the vast majority of them, very welcoming and understanding, are naturally concerned about elements of this. But there's a story that we clocked earlier on today, which I haven't seen given too much coverage, actually, which I want to talk to you about now, which is some children have been going missing from these migrant hotels, haven't they?
Yes, I mean, the story broke in the Daily Mail, and I thought it took that with a pinch of salt, but it appears that it's credible.
Yeah.
It's shocking. The government and local authorities have a duty of care to safeguard these children. And the Daily Mail is saying up to 100 have gone missing. I think this story is going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And questions asked, and whether there may be charges brought against individuals who have failed to safeguard these people.
I must say, I did a report on as a Holiday Inn, well, it used to be a Holiday Inn anyway, in Maidenhead, and I went to just check it out one day, and I could walk in and walk around it and walk out of there unopposed. And if I was, that way inclined, I could have nicked a child, or, I could have done anything, really. I could have burnt it down, actually, if I really wanted to have done that. I mean, for me, I'm amazed that more of this hasn't happened. I do suspect that more of it is going to come to light. I mean, whether or not people think that these hotels should exist in the first place, the fact is that a lot of them are just not secure.
Look, is a British child valued in the same way as a refugee child? That's the question. If a British child went into care and the local authority put them in a hotel without any supervision at all, we think that's right? And yet, nothing's happened. I mean, the police should have been letting the public know these children are missing. I mean, you would have expected the police to give these notices out to try and find these children.
It is a bit odd.
Yeah. So when a British child goes missing, it's plastered everywhere that a child has gone missing. And yet 100 refugee children are supposedly gone missing, and nobody's been told about it.